You could play EA Sports FC early. Here's how. EA Sports FC is due to release in September. The specific release date is unconfirmed, but in this video, I have found a number of ways that you can play the new game early and for free. And if you want to build the best team possible in FIFA 23, make sure to go and buy some coins from Mule Factory. Use that code LE5Cheap. So starting off with the first method, let's talk about the EA Sports FC beta. Every year before the new release of FIFA, we get ourselves a beta. This is available to players, so we get a chance to play the new game and we can provide feedback to EA so they can make any last minute improvements. However, typically the FIFA beta has been a closed beta, meaning that you've had to receive an invite to even get on the beta. However, for EA Sports FC, this could be completely different. And before I tell you about that, make sure to drop a like on this video, comment down below and subscribe if you are new, if you want to win a copy of EA Sports FC. The winner will be announced a bit closer to the time. In all of the interviews that I've seen though with EA staff, each employee mentions the fact that due to the split between EA and FIFA, they are now going to be able to make the best game possible. And they can focus specifically on features that matter the most. Oh, and if you didn't know, EA and FIFA have gone the separate ways over a licensing disagreement. I covered it in one of my other videos. Go and watch those ones as well. It goes into it in a lot more detail. But because of this split, this could mean that for the first time ever, we get ourselves an open beta for EA Sports FC. However, if we do only get a closed beta for EA Sports FC, here's a few things that you can do to ensure that you are on the beta. Firstly, now this one might seem a bit stupid, but make sure that you'll have access to your email address that is linked with your FIFA account. The main reason for this is because if there's any beta or any mention of a beta, they will send you an email to tell you that you've been chosen to participate in that beta. Step 2, make sure that you're an active player on FIFA. EA are going to choose players who are most active on the game. So for example, if you've played for maybe a week, you're probably not going to get a beta code. But if you're someone who has played the game pretty actively over the past 12 months, 24 months, however long it is, then your chances of getting a beta code are a lot higher than someone who has just made a new account. You also need to make sure that your EA account has marketing emails turned on, because this is part of a sort of, I mean, it's not really a marketing campaign because it's a beta, but it is at the same time. They just sort of group them both together. You can also specify on your EA account as well what games that you're actually interested in. So make sure that you're choosing all the football games, FIFA, the Chinese version of FIFA as well, which I should probably do a video on actually. And finally, and probably the most important step out of them all, if you really want to get an invite to this beta, make sure to involve yourself as much as possible with the community. Sign up to the FIFA forums, go on Twitter, start making content, do whatever you need to do to make yourself known to EA, where you are more likely to receive a beta code. However, if you do take this route, here is one piece of advice from me. Make sure that you never tell people how to make coins in FIFA. Make sure that you never say a bad word about anyone or anything related to EA. And step 3, and this one's the big one, never tell people that they can go and buy coins by clicking the link in the description and using a promo code, something similar to like LE5Cheap. Trust me on that one, that one's a big one. Typically though, the beta is broken down into different game modes. We've never really seen a beta that covers the whole of FIFA. It's always been individual game modes. And just because you play more of one game mode, it doesn't make you more likely to receive a beta code for that game mode. One word of warning though, from me to you, regardless of how tempting it is, never buy a beta code. Typically these beta codes are account linked, meaning that you get a beta code and then you have to redeem that on the account that's associated with that email address. But please just trust me, do not let some bozo on Twitter scam you out of £20. Please, just trust me. However, there are other ways to get early access to this game as well, not just with the beta. EA Sports FC Demo. Whilst this isn't access to the full game, this is as close to the full game as we will get before the release. However, for the past few years, EA have done things completely differently. For whatever reason, since FIFA 21, EA haven't released a demo. We don't really ever get a demo for any other game mode besides Kickoff. We've never had an Ultimate Team demo or a Pro Clubs demo or anything. It's always been Kickoff with 8 teams who are typically partnered with EA. I honestly don't know though. What game mode would you want as a demo? Let me know in the comment section. However, there is a little trick that you can use, again, just to get it the tiniest bit earlier. So if you're on PlayStation, what you need to do, go over, make yourself a new account. As you're making the account, as soon as it gets to the location bit, set your location to New Zealand. Every single year, due to the time zones, New Zealand is usually the first place that will get any new game early. And if you're on Xbox, it's a lot easier to do. All you need to do is just go on your Xbox and just change your location to New Zealand. That's it. So annoying. However, if you use this method, even on full release, you will still be playing the game later than you possibly could do. Which moves me on to my next point. Early access. With every FIFA over the past few years, there's always been some kind of incentive to pre-order the game early, and depending on which version of the game that you buy, you could potentially get yourself early access of up to 3 days depending on the pre-order bonus. And whilst I'm the first person to criticise EA for doing anything that involves money, I'll be honest, this one, I hate to say it, I'm gonna say it, I don't care. This one's actually worth it. I know. Calm down. If you don't play Ultimate Team, I would argue that this pre-order bonus is slightly pointless. There's no point getting some kind of head start on pro clubs or kickoff. It's just not really worth it. But if you do play Ultimate Team, genuinely, I feel like that this is a huge advantage over the competition in the game. You can make yourself a genuinely brilliant team just by trading, doing SBCs, or just getting a head start in general across the competition. And you've got 3 days potentially over everyone else who has the full game. In previous years, I've spent 48 hours trading constantly on this 3 days early access, and I've managed to make myself a ton of coins doing it. Just make sure though, if you do get on the game early, you're following the right methods, using the right trading methods, and you're listening to the right people, because you're only going to have 3 days to make this count, so you can't waste your time, because again, there'd be no point pre-ordering if you're not going to make the most of it. And speaking of getting on the game early with some kind of early access, there's one more method that I need to tell you about, and that is going to be talking about EA Play. EA Play is a subscription service that EA offers. It offers you discounts on in-game purchases, it gives you exclusive rewards, and it also gives you, most importantly, game trials. And each year we've seen EA release some kind of FIFA trial where people can play the game early for just 10 hours. And typically this comes out sort of around a week before full release. Now, not the early release, it's the full release, meaning that you'll have 4 days on top of the 3 days that you could potentially have. Now again, I'm sort of advocating somewhat for spending money on this game, but again, I feel like that these are such low cost that they are probably worth it. The only issue being is that you've got 10 hours of limited time, so you really need to spend your time wisely. You can't come on and just sit in the menus and sit there like, wow, this game looks good, because your time's gonna run out. Or don't go on and just start trading, because don't forget, we're also gonna be having the web app. That's a completely different video. So you really need to spend your time wisely, especially when you've got those 10 hours. But again, EA are pretty incompetent, and every single year we've seen some kind of glitch, which means that you can play EA Play unlimited times. You just keep going round and round. Doesn't matter about a timer. Every single year we've had something, and hopefully this year will be the same. If you're excited for EASPORTSFC though, make sure to drop a like on this video, and I tell you what, why not go and watch this video as well? This is all about EASPORTSFC, and I'll be honest, if you've enjoyed this video and got here, you're gonna love this one as well. Aish.